The term capital market refers to any financial markets where the demand and the supply of debt and equity exists. A capital market helps both investor and borrowers since it channels funds from those excess funds to those in need of such funds, to the drivers of economic growth. In the perspective of Islam, capital market practices should be implemented in accordance with justice. Islam has its own law called Sharia law that regulates economic activities, including the capital market. Islamic capital market is where financial assets are transacted in Sharia compliant way. It functions similarly to conventional capital market, but in Sharia compliant manners. It helps the investor to find Sharia compliant investment opportunities. Moreover, Islamic financial market does not restrict the non-Muslim as well to participate in creating a deeper and broader market in the Islamic capital market. The Islamic capital market as well has been developing really well across the globe from time to time. As the Muslim population increased, it was also once said to be 1.5 billion, representing a sizable of 24% of total world population of 6.3 billion. So saying that, and also in one report, there are also latent Islamic funds in global financial institution was said to be at 1.3 trillion US dollar, while the Islamic financial market was estimated to be 230 billion US dollar in size, with an annual growth to around ranging from 12 to 15%. It shows a good pace of Islamic financial growth then. Malaysia acts as one of the pioneers in Islamic capital market. This country has been recognizable as the forefront of Islamic finance, as Malaysia has experienced a remarkable development for product innovation and financial intermediation, even in global scale. So in respect to that, Malaysia has also established a Sharia Council within the Security Commission of Malaysia that is responsible for Sharia-related things within the Islamic capital market activities. Malaysia offers a whole set of Islamic capital market infrastructure ranging from products, stock brokers, trust fund, debt securities, bonds, everything. There's a lot of types that Malaysia's offer. And Bursa Malaysia itself has listed more than 70% of the stocks that are classified as Sharia compliant by this Sharia Advisory Council. However, despite these promising prospects of Islamic capital market, the industry is also facing some considerable challenges. Here, we are going to elaborate more on the challenges as well as the prospect of Islamic market, particularly in Malaysia, through this video, and also we're going to facilitate some views on the interaction of the challenges and the prospect of this particular capital market.
We move on to the challenging part. So what do you know about the challenging part for the Islamic capital market? They will be divided by two aspects, which is the institutional aspect and the Sharia and the operational aspect. For the institutional aspect, they will be divided by two parts, which is building the proper institution and appropriate legal framework, policies and procedure. Okay, so for the building proper institution, every system in the financial industry has their own institution requirement. So this will be challenging for the Islamic finance institution. To face this kind of challenging part, we need to use a functional approach or the utilitarian method to face this problem. And then for the second part, which is appropriate legal framework, policies and procedure. So every rules and the company laws are fashioned by Western pattern. And to structure it back, we need the Islamic contract will become costly to get a real proper agreement. And then for the operational aspect, they will be divided by three parts, which is a framework competition, Sharia aspect, teaching, training and research development. For the first part, increased competition. Conventional banks have large advantage over Islamic bank in terms of size, experience, market coverage, and long-standing in the industry. And the second, for the Sharia aspect, in this institution, they have a difficulties due to an acute shortage scholars with a dual specialization, which is a working knowledge at the modern finance. For the teaching and training and research and development, as I mentioned before, there's a acute shortage number on the Sharia scholar in the financial institution. So to meet this the scientific research to have a consistent data on the activities of the Islamic bank, they need to make it, because in order to meet the fully requirement of the Sharia in financial institution that are competitive in the market, and also want to meet the supply and the demand that are required in that market. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Though there are numbers of challenges in preparing a stable and conducive environment for Islamic capital market or ICM to be widely known and used in daily operation, there are also numbers of prospects in ICM that shows great potential for such initiative to expand and fully functional in any banking and development activities. Having said that, we also need to understand in essence of ICM prospect that can be recognized through 5 key prospects as per outline. Among others, infrastructure and services, effective distribution channel and regular market outlook, liquidity and flexibility of retail clients, minimum investment required, updated real-time performance. In terms of competitiveness and performance, we can see that in terms of diversification, major innovation and product development of equity and venture capital funds, as well as branding and marketing in international context. We also can see the prospect in the view of product development and marketing. It means that diversification, major innovation and product development of equity and venture capital funds, as well as branding and marketing in an international context. In terms of factors that differentiate one instrument over another, track record of fund managers, competitiveness of fees and competent advisory board and recent country become the main important factor the factor that differentiate of one instrument to another. And then the last one, return of Islamic product versus the conventional product. Investors look for competitive returns comparable to conventional returns, since Dow Jones Islamic indices provide ready benchmark to calculate absolute return. Okay, dah selesai.
Our current size of the domestic Islamic capital market was supported by a vibrant industry comprising local and foreign fund management companies, stockbrokers, and advisors with comprehensive Islamic capital market capabilities. On the global scale, despite high competition, Malaysia continues to be a leader in the Islamic capital market, with Sukuk and Islamic funds market, which are among the largest in the world. Industry-led innovation in tandem also result in a diverse range of Islamic investment products, including unit trust funds, wholesale funds, private retirement scheme, exchange trade fund, and real estate investment trust. Such an achievement was decade in making and enrolled in Malaysia's holistic approach towards development on Islamic capital market ecosystem. The Islamic fund management industry as an important channel for mobilizing capital into Sharia-based investment, and the industry landscape has changed significantly over the past decade. Consider, for example, there were only 5 Islamic fund management companies and 30 fund management companies with Islamic windows. Today, the number have 31 management companies operating through Islamic windows. With assets under management moving ahead, it also digitalizing. The demographic changes will continue to reshape market, and it's critically for market participants to adapt to opportunities and risks arising from here. To make the Islamic capital market grow further, there was a key drive of future industry growth, which is the shift of investment preference and emergent generation of investors. The millennial, in particular, are accounting for a growing share of investor base, with study identifying their greater awareness on their propensity to align investment decision with social causes and personal value. Millennials also sees business as an agent for the socio-economic change and the ability of intermediaries to respond and trends to cultivate this generation and social aware. Digital will enhance the value proposition and competitive advantage for Malaysia management industry.